Okay. All right. So we're going to start. I've got some cool docs that I'm going to I'm going to talk to you guys about time management tonight. Because here's the thing. Most of you, not all of you, but most of you are moms. Not all of you, I get that, but it doesn't even really matter if you are or aren't. But the thing is, we're always juggling like 50,000 things, right? I mean, I know you guys know that. And the trick becomes when you become a leader, whether it's manager, director, whatever, all of the above, is time management and how to get everything done. And I know that it feels overwhelming when you first start because there's all these. Tupperware is not a hard business at all, but it's a business of little pieces. And if you don't figure out how to manage your time and the little pieces, it feels overwhelming. So I want to talk to that because I think people don't talk about it because they don't want to scare people off. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to scare you off. I'm just going to be real with you because that's how I roll, right? I'm a straight shooter. It's not hard, but it is hard if you don't figure out how to manage it. So you want to manage your business, not let your business manage you. It's okay to have a million things coming at you. I don't know that you can even change that. I can't change that about my life. I'm the mom of 4 beautiful children that keep me running. And if you pay attention to my posts at all, you'll see me at softball games, on the bus to the zoo, at Little League, or at T-ball, at all the things that you guys are at. I mean, we all live in the same world, right? So, but I have to be always going. So I have to figure out how to make this business work in an environment of chaos. That's my world. I thrive in chaos, but I also had to figure out how to make it work in chaos. And I feel like there's a lot of you that have the same. And so it makes you feel like, oh, I can't do this, or oh, this is too hard. There's all these pieces. Yes, you totally can. You just have to figure it out. And you have to figure out how to work in small increments of time. You're not going to necessarily have 8 hours to sit down and just work. So like when my husband, he drives off to work, right? And he gets to peacefully sit happily at his desk and focus, right? And can hardly stand it when too many people walk by his cube and talk to him because it interrupts him. Okay, well, which is hilarious to me because I spend my entire life getting interrupted, like 24/7. That's my entire life. Somebody needs food, needs a ride somewhere, and has a game, has this, has that. And so I'm always working, or I have an appointment, or I have this, or I have to pick somebody up and take them to the dentist, or I have to, like, this is my world. And I know you guys relate to this because I know it's your worlds too. And this is whether you have kids, don't have kids, whatever. So anyway, all that said, there's ways to manage it that will make your brain feel better. And so I'm going to try to give you guys some tools that'll make you feel a little more sane, if that's all right with you. Things that have helped me personally. The first thing I want to talk about is, I'll post this in a minute. So when we're done, I'll post these pictures. So don't freak out. You don't have to write super frantically. I mean, you can take some notes if you want, but I will post this. It says, this is a power hour. And if you don't have an hour, that's okay. What you can do is divide this up into chunks and use the time you have. Some people get really hung up on like the very exact things I say, and it's okay to like divvy that up a little bit. So for me, the timer is my friend. Have you guys used the timer method? Heard me talk about that? Okay. This is one of the best things I've ever done to myself. I go set a timer, and I'm not allowed to do anything but whatever my task is until the timer's done. It's like death, right? Because I have like Tupperware ADD. I got to sit down and do this. Then the phone rings. Then somebody messages. I hear bing. Oh, I got to answer that message. Oh, I was in the middle of packing this thing. Oh, the timer went off on over here. Oh, I got to go to the bathroom. Oh, the laundry I should go fold the laundry. And it's not that I don't get anything done. I get lots done, but you get to the end of the day and you can't really figure out what you did because all you do is run around with like a chicken with your head cut off, but you don't really know what you did. I mean, you did do stuff, but it doesn't feel like you accomplished anything. So make a list. Lists are really important. And maybe make a list of all the things you want to get done, but put them in most important to least important, and then start at the top. And as you conquer each thing, you cross it off and keep that list. And don't throw it away and start a new list. Keep crossing it off and adding to the bottom because it feels really, really good emotionally to see things crossed off on the list. Because listen, we're talking to our emotions here too, remember? So I love looking at my list that has like 50 things on it and 20 of them are crossed off because I've been working on it for weeks, right? I don't really care. I keep writing on the bottom and adding, and I just add an importance level, right? And you can give yourself a little gaps in there, so if you have to squeeze one in, an importance level near the top. But here's what I do. I'll say, let's say I have an hour. Maybe I only have a half an hour. It just depends on the day. But let's say I have an hour right now. I need to get something important done. I need to work for get this done. So I've got my list. So I'm not going to deviate, and I'm going to start with thing one. I'm going to set the timer, and I'm not allowed to answer the phone. And listen, the world will survive without you answering the phone for an hour, I promise. I don't care who it is. I know we have lots of important things in our lives, but short of broken bones and blood, which usually it's not, the world will survive it for 1 hour if you don't answer the phone or don't answer your messages or don't check on your party or don't whatever. Just go do whatever it is. If it's sending out hostess packets, if it's like hostess packets is one, if it's sitting down and messaging your host, but then you have to be super diligent that all you do is message your hosts. You don't like check all the 52 other messages that bing, 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 and your friend posted that, oh, her cute kids are so cute. Oh, whatever, pretty soon you're shopping for a purse and you don't even know how that happened because you were really sat down to message your hosts. And you're all laughing, but you know I'm right because I do the same thing. So I totally feel you. I'm like, why am I shopping for a Jubilee dress right now when I started out like packaging a prize, like whatever. So what you have to do is set a timer. And what you'll start to do is you'll start to squirrel, and then you'll be like, no, the timer, I can't. Have to conquer list, right? And then you'll start to scroll and you go, no, the timer, I can't. You're going to blow yourself away at what you get done in 1 hour or even 20 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever time increment you have. It's actually amazing because you don't do anything else. And when you conquer the first thing, I'll go and see how many things I can get done on my list while the timer's off. As soon as the timer's off, I'm like, and then I'll go squirrel and do some things or whatever, but I just needed to focus for, that set period of time. And maybe I do it 2 or 3 times a day. Maybe I do it only once. It just depends on what you've got in your schedule. Some days I have more increments of time than others. Maybe one day all I have is an hour, so I've got to be super productive for that hour, right? So if you have an hour and you don't know what to do, let me give you 4 increments of time. Your business is really divvied up 4 ways as a manager, right? You spend 15 minutes sending messages or making calls or text, however you do it, whether it's Facebook messages, text messages, phone calls, whatever. You're going to spend 15 minutes sending messages or about booking parties, okay? However that is, even if it's people that are on your party that you think should book a party, they're existing members, whether it's people you've been meaning to message, whether it's new contacts, whether it's maybe you're playing deal or no deal, however you're doing it. 15 minutes of that hour is booking parties. 15 minutes of that hour is customers, taking orders, answering questions, commenting on posts of customers, however you want to do it, but 15 minutes is pure customers. So 15 minutes is booking parties, 15 minutes is customers, right? And you can even set the timer in 15-minute increments. Might want to do that actually, because probably you'd be more effective that way. 15 minutes is recruiting. So you're going to spend 15 minutes purely focused on who should be joining my business and talking to people about joining your business. However that is, whether it's posting, whether it's playing a game, whether it's direct messaging, whether it's following up, whether it's whatever, but specifically 15 minutes, okay? And then the last 15 minutes is working with your team. Checking in on your team. How you doing? How many parties do you have up? Tell me about your week. Tell me about your last party. Some of the questions you can ask your team members is, what went right and what do you feel like you need to improve on? First, what went right? Don't start with what do you need to improve on or they'll just get totally depressed and fall in a hole, okay? If nothing went right, then we have lots to improve on, okay? But check in with them. Tell me about your last party. What went right? Now, if they tell you what went right was they had 3 people and they got a $50 order from each person, but they're sad that it was only a $150 party, what I'm going to say is imagine what a great party that would have been. First, I'm going to cheer for them because they got $50 orders out of 3 people. Like, that's great per order. You did a good job. Now, imagine what it would have been like if you'd had 10 customers. Think about what your party would have been like. So what can we do to get more customers to your party? So what you're going to do is make sure that you cheer for them for whatever went right. And then instead of saying, well, and there's a way to say, like, imagine what that would have been like if they would have had 10 people at your party. Do you see the difference in how you talk about that versus how you could talk about that? Like, well, there was only 3 people, or it was only a $150 party. You did a great job for 3 people. Imagine what that would be like if we had 10. What can we do to improve the attendance? Usually attendance is improved with host coaching, right? How do you get your host to help you get more people there? Because those are her friends. right? Host message, host call, host, post, whatever that they do, depending on whether it's home party, whether it's Facebook party, whatever that is. But that's a power hour and a way to divvy it up in increments. Basically, your business as a manager is in those 4 quadrants. Be very, very careful as a new manager. A lot of new managers start and they feel like I have a team, so I have to spend all this time working with my team, and they forget to run their personal business, and that's the biggest detriment you can do to your business. If you forget to run your personal business, your business will die. All I hear from you guys is, well, my team's not doing anything. Well, my team's not doing anything. My team's not doing anything. And you know what I'm going to say back to them is, what are you doing? Tell me about your business. You can't always control your team, but you can control you, right? But if you're out holding 2 parties a week and you're leading a great example and you're selling 4,000 personal a month and you're recruiting 3 new people a month, guess what? Your team's going to follow suit and they're going to come in and they're going to work. If you're barely holding 1 party a week, right? And then you can't figure out why they're not working or why they're barely holding 1 party a week. Well, what did they see? What are they watching, right? So I know these things may seem simple or may seem like duh, but I'm just telling you, they're not simple. They're actually huge, and so goes the leader, so goes the pack. So so much. So when you can't figure out why your business isn't working, usually my question for you is, are you working? And that's not, I'm not placing judgment. I'm asking a question. I usually know the answer before I ask. So anyway, so there's that. Okay, so that's the power hour. Second, and I will post this too. Here's some things that you're going to want to work with your team as a manager, and I'll post this so you have it. And I will end this with a challenge for you guys. Okay. Before I even go through this, something that I did for years and years and years, and I still do even on my busiest days, like where I don't have much time that day, I always make sure that no matter what, I do at least 3 things for my business every day. There's something about consistency. Even if they're not huge things, I always, always, always do at least 3 things for my business every single day. That is life-changing as far as a business goes. Because it's real easy to go, I don't have time today, and do nothing. And then because you did nothing yesterday, you do nothing today. And then pretty soon it's been 3 or 4 days, and then you don't really feel like it. And then pretty soon you don't know why your business isn't working. Or it's been a week and you've done nothing, and then you feel kind of about your business, right? Most of you are doing this business for a reason, right? You need some money. You would love for somebody to cheer for you because nobody ever has your entire life. You need some friends. You want to be connected in the world. You want to quit whatever horrible other job you have. I don't know I don't know what your reasons are, but whatever your reasons are for starting, it certainly wasn't so that you could suck, right? But when you don't work, it kind of sucks because you don't get out of your business whatever it was you were wanting out of it. So 3 things a day. Hey guys, hold on just a second. Sorry, the children just came home if you can't hear. Hey guys. I don't care. I'm on a conference call. Can we keep the noise down, please? So here's some stuff that you can do that as a manager that's helpful to your business, okay? Always, always, always work on, as a manager, doing at least 2 parties a week. Once again, it's the lead by example. However you need to do that, whether it's home, whether it's Facebook, whether it's whatever, but at least work on at least 2 parties a week. People always wanted to know, for years and years and years, I've been successful in my business, and they want to know, like, what's your secret? Because they must have a secret, right? I must be doing something. There must be a secret sauce to what I'm doing. There's not, but I've been incredibly systematic, and I've been incredibly consistent. And that's one of the best things I've ever given my business is systematic and consistency. So home parties, I was always, always, always doing 2 to 3 a week. Always, always, always. Now you have the luxury of Facebook parties too, right? For years, there wasn't a Facebook party thing, so I was doing home parties. But you can do whatever you want to do, however you want, but focus on holding 2 parties a week. Here's why you want 2 parties a week as you're growing your business. If you hold 2 parties a week, you have the opportunity to, some parties will flake. You and I both know that. It happens. If all you have is 1 party and 1 party flakes, you have nothing. If you have 2 parties and 1 party flakes, you still have something. It also gives you the freedom to recruit. If you recruit somebody, which is fantastic, which is absolutely what we want to do, and you give them all the bookings off it, and that's the only party you had, you have nothing again, right? That's fantastic, except for that you have to start all over again. If you have 2 parties a week, you have the freedom to recruit. Because your goal should always be to recruit at least one out of every 3 hosts. Okay, I mean, if you recruit them all, fantastic. Hardly anybody ever does that. So your goal can be to recruit them all, but truly what you really want to do is be consistently recruiting one out of every 3 hosts. If you do that, I promise you, if you're holding at least 2 parties a week and you're recruiting one out of every 3 hosts, you're going to watch your business boom. Like absolutely boom. So those are 2 huge things, and it's just consistency, absolute consistency. Okay. If you give away your parties and you have none, it's because you weren't holding 2 consistently a week. You see what I'm saying? You didn't have enough to give away. So once again, if you have 2 consistently a week, then you have the freedom to recruit and give away and still have something in your book. And if you're always booking 2 parties off of every party, you're replacing that in 2 seconds. So if I have 2, I recruit this one and I give her the bookings off at this one, I book 2 new parties. Now I'm replacing that with 2 new parties, so it's okay. I have the freedom to recruit again. Do you see how this works? I never, ever, ever ran out of parties. You know why? I always was holding 2 to 3 a week, and so I always had the freedom to give parties away. And I had the freedom for one deflate, because one deflates every once in a while. And honestly, you're going to recruit, if you're consistent, you're going to recruit 1 out of every 3 or 4 hosts. You're free to do that at 2 parties a week. I'm telling you, and book 2 parties off every party. Like, this is not rocket science, guys. This is not secret. People are like, oh, but what's your secret? That's my secret right there. You have it. You have all the information you need to boom your business right there. Okay? You've got all the help in the world that you need. Our team is unlike any team I've ever seen as far as information and training and 50,000 different ways to get information. There's stuff literally all over our site. I train, Stephanie trains, Janelle trains, Heidi trains, Kim trains. Like, there is videos, and all your directors train. They're almost all of them are running team meetings, we got org meetings, we got opportunities, we've got videos, we've got recordings. We have opportunities for you to learn more than you ever, more than I've ever seen any other team. So consistently hold 2 parties, consistently book 2 parties off at each party, and consistently recruit 1 out of every 3 hosts. And literally, your business will boom. Yes, your host does get the bookings off your party. But if you have 2 parties and you recruit 1, you have yours and you get 2 more off of that. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so here's some things you can do with your team, to work on with your team. On Mondays, I'll just give you a day by day, and I'm going to post this, but I'm just going to kind of give you, I think people sometimes don't know what to do each day, and one of the best things you can do for your business is have something you do every day. So on this little list I told you about, where you set your list and you set your timer, on Mondays, do personal business follow-up. That's when I always did my personal business. So anything, upcoming parties, host coaching, recruiting follow-up, sending out hostess packets. Mondays was my day to run my personal business. I did a lot of that, okay? On Tuesday, that's when you're going to do some coaching with your future managers and any existing managers you have down in your unit, okay? Check in with them. How are you doing, right? Check in with any guests that you had. Do you guys know that you can, on Zoom, you can bring a guest to our team meeting? So if you have somebody that you think would be really good at joining our team and you wanted to see what we're all about, you can bring them in person. If you have the access to in person, if you don't have access to in person, you can invite them to onto our Zoom. Let them see what we're all about. Our team meetings aren't a secret, right? I know that we don't run anything different, whether there's guests on there or whether there's it's just team members. So hey, you want to be a fly on the wall and see what we're all about? Come join this crazy fun. So if you bring a guest, check in with them. What did you think of the meeting? What do you think about joining us? Does somebody want to talk to me? I hear somebody's making noise. No? Yeah. What was that? Okay. Wednesday, personal business follow-up. So maybe you sent out a bunch of information on Monday. Maybe on Wednesday you follow back up again. Okay. On Thursday's when you're going to do recruiting interviews. So you're going to check in with people that you think you want to sign up. Hey, have you ever thought about doing this? Right? Have have you ever thought about, okay, so here's something fun that you can do because you're a manager. You can do something called a promoting party. Have you ever heard of that? Okay, so you can run a party, and it's a little bit different. It's an informational party about our business. If you have a new team member or a team member who wants to step up to manager but is having a hard time recruiting, you can run what we call a promoting party. And that is, have you ever wanted to know more information about Tupperware? And you can run a little party, and you can do it live. I've done live ones. You could do it on Facebook. We've done Facebook ones where you basically are running don't call it a recruiting party because that sounds kind of funny, but if you all the questions you ever wanted to know about Tupperware, and you play some games and you give some information, and then you help your new recruit. Do you see what I'm saying? So she's going to invite people that she thinks are potential new team members, but she doesn't know what to say. You can model for her how to recruit, and you can help her step up to manager with a promoting party. Okay? If you have new team members, Wednesday is a great, Thursday, we're on Thursday. Thursday is a great day for welcome messages, welcome calls, tagging them, finding, like, here's a new video. Honestly, I don't over tag somebody when they're brand new on their first day, because you're just going to make them think we're terrifying. And, I mean, we're not terrifying, but we are crazy. So, but they don't need to know that on the first day. So maybe every day you send them one link. Here's a video I think you should watch. Here's a link to, and if you can find a way to click it and get the link and send it to them in a message, it might even be more useful to them if they don't have to go search or get lost in the notifications. And you can tell them when they first sign up, each day I'm going to send you one link to a training video that's short that I think you should watch, just to help you get started. That might not be a bad idea, especially as your teams are smaller and you're really trying to train and build them. And then Thursdays is a great day to have grand opening parties or start grand opening parties for your new recruits. And then Friday is a great day to let people know that you're going to invite anybody that's going to come to team meeting or come to one of our meetings. It's a great day to do some inviting. Hey, we're going to have a meeting. I think you'd be great at doing what we do. Do you want to be a fly on a wall and come see what we do? Do you want to join our meeting? And maybe if your director is going to be on the meeting or running the meeting, let whoever it is know. Maybe let your director know so they can help you with words of how to follow up as well. So if you need a little help, you've got directors to help you with that. Saturday is a great time. It's a great time to do planning. So plan out what your next week is going to look like, what you're going to do each day. Make your lists, right? Tupperware time and family time. If you don't schedule your family time, then you feel frustrated that you're not getting the family time that you want. So schedule it. My schedule has boxes, and I buy calendars. I sell the paper calendar. I am a digital girl. Everything in my life is digital except for my calendar. I set notifications on my phone, but that's so it alarms. I like to look at a whole month, and I have squares. And in the squares, I write everything that's happening. And I write in things that are important, appointments, kid things, family things, because if I don't schedule it, it doesn't happen because I get busy. So plan out what this week looks like or what this month looks like, okay? Update your team calendar. Make sure your team knows when meetings are, what they should attend, anything like that. And then, let's see. Also, once a month, toward the beginning of the month, check in with people that need to submit sales that month, or they're going to fall inactive that are on your team, and see if they need anything. Sometimes they just need you to check in on them, right? You guys know what that looks. We call that people in red. Over on the right-hand side, you see red when you're looking at your reports. If there's sales show in red, that means if they don't submit the sales that are in red, they're going to fall either inactive or out of the business, depending on which category they are. So you're going to want to make sure that you check in on those people. And I think, and then of course once a month, always attend a manager meeting so that you can learn with your fellow managers. I think those are the things that are on this list. I will post this so you guys can see it. But those are the things I think that are important. So to go back to the beginning, here's what I just want to reiterate that is really important to me. Okay, every party that you have, you're going to book at least 2 parties off of it. You want to recruit 1 out of every 3 of your hosts. You want to try to be having at least 2 parties a week, right? What was the one last thing? I can't remember what the other thing was I told you. Those are the key things. And then power hour. That's right, power hour. Set a timer and don't do anything other than what's on your list. Have a list so you know what you're going to do, because if you set the timer and then you don't know what you're going to do, it's going to be a rough hour. You're going to squirrel, okay? And then one of my favorite things to do is give you guys a challenge. It's just for those of you that were here, okay? Are you ready for it? So this is just for those that were here live. You can watch us recorded later and I'll love you, but it's not for you. This is for just because winners show up, right? Right? I love that you're all on here. Winners show up. So here's your challenge from me, okay? I want 3 new team parties, and by team, I don't mean unit. I mean team. That means you plus your level 1s. You know what that means, right? Level 1s are your personal recruits. Your unit is everything you get paid on 3 levels deep, but this challenge is for you and your level 1s. So that means you and anybody you recruited. I would like 3 new parties this week out of you and your level 1s. So you could do all 3. Your recruits could do all 3. You can do a combination of it. If you want to win the prize, you might schedule 3 of your own and try to get your recruits to do it so that no matter what, you have it. Each one of those parties has to hit the party minimum of at least 250, okay? So I need 3 new parties from you and or your level 1s, 3 total, that are at least 250, 3 that you don't already have, and at least 1 new recruit between you and your level 1s. When you do that, I want you to message me. I'm not going to post this anywhere. This is just for you guys. Message me directly, and I want you to tell me you did it, and then send me the data that you did. Party rep, this person, this sales, submit it on. This person, this sales, submit it on. This recruit, whatever. This week, okay? And it's not 3 parties you already have. I want 3 brand new parties. This is not me praising you for what you're already doing. I'm proud of you for everything you're doing. This is a challenge. And what does a challenge do? A challenge stretches you. So I want you to go find 3 brand new parties that you didn't already have. As much as I love you, it just kills me when I post a challenge and somebody says, oh yeah, I have 3 parties. I'm like, you're killing me right now. I'm happy for you that you have 3 parties. I'm challenging you to step out of your comfort zone and go get 3 more. Now, you don't personally have to hold those 3. It can be 3. The beauty of this challenge too is that if you're free to recruit because it's you or your level 1. So if you recruit one of those people and put that party underneath them, that still counts, okay? So you plus your level 1s, I want 3 brand new parties that all hit at least 250 because that's the party minimum. If you're nervous they won't all hit 250, then I say book 5, and at least 3 of them will, right? Play to win. And then also at least 1 new recruit between you and your level 1. So somebody gets a new recruit, okay? That's for this week. I want these this week. This is the 3rd week push. Yes, you can double dip. You saw that I already posted a challenge, right? Cute little necklace, be brave. Did you guys all see that? Well, if you do this challenge, it will help you get my necklace, and yes, you can double dip. Okay? Any questions? All right, I want to see you all do it. Yeah? You can do this, I promise. All right, hugs. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll let you guys go. Some of you guys, it's late, so have a good night. Send me a direct message with all the data when you hit submit on all the parties and you have all the information, and I will send you a prize, okay? Night. Love you guys. See ya.